unreasonable.
Okay, that's completely unreasonable.
Unreasonable.
You have no idea just how reasonable I am.
Reasonable synonyms are sensible, rational, practical, fair, appropriate.
Fitting, suitable, logical.
All things I would definitely say describe me.
Do they describe you?
Welcome to Unreasonable with Zainab Johnson.
I'm reasonable. I don't know. I'd say I'm reasonable.
Okay, that's
Hey,
completely
Tina B, good morning. I never went live before, so I got to wait and see if people show up.
no idea just how reasonable I am.
Reasonable are sensible, rational, practical, fair, appropriate.
Fitting,
Hey,
suitable,
oh,
logical.
look, people are showing
All
up.
things I would definitely say describe me.
Do they describe you?
Welcome to Unreasonable with Zainab Johnson.
I'm reasonable.
Let's see. Good morning, everybody. I say good morning to Keena, Jennifer. Good morning, Jennifer Jones, Kristen Miller. Good morning. Blitz Fire Sparkle Company. Hey, Lula. I know, right? I'm live. I'll tell you guys why. I mean, clearly because I'm not home, right? Andrea Sampson. Oh, I love you too. Zoo, you saying, oh, there was zero chance you was missing my podcast this week? Listen, I almost missed it. Okay. Hi everybody. T Shepo. I hope I'm saying that right. Okay, so hi you guys. I've never gone live before. I've never ever gone live before. I don't go live on any social media platform, but I have never, I think I've only ever gone live on YouTube and on Instagram. It's early in the morning, you guys. I literally just woke up. I got back to my hotel room at like 2 o'clock in the morning last night. And I set an alarm because I thought I'd have time to do a podcast. I thought at some point in between last week and this week I'd have time, and there's stuff happening. I thought I'd have time. But I didn't. So I set an alarm when I went to sleep last night. I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll just go live and see how it goes. Because I did not want to leave anybody hanging. I'm like, hi from Zambia. Hey. Last week my episode, if you guys watch I'm Reasonable, last week my episode, because I played that Justin Bieber clip, it was restricted in a lot of countries. But y'all still watched it, so thank you. I had fun doing that episode. All right, let's just get into it. What are we talking about? And then I'll leave this up. And then I'll do like a proper podcast. But let me see. When will I be back home? Y'all, I've been on the road. And on the airplane, and oh my God, I might be going to Cairo, you guys. I might be going to Cairo. JJ Mims, it's unreasonable that I haven't been to Oklahoma. Possibly. Oklahoma, and I have not got a booking, and I don't foresee that being on the schedule. Like, what's the major city in Oklahoma? Like, where would you want me to come? But like, I gotta get a lot of people to message me and say, hey, you gotta come. If it's like a city that I'm just not automatically getting a booking, then it got to be a lot of like fan requests for it to make sense. Like, or else it would just be me and you, JJ. Okay, do I need to play this theme song? I played it again. Y'all want to hear my unreasonable theme song? Y'all want to hear it? It started official? I don't know. I won't play it. Let's just get into what I'm gonna talk about today, right? Tulsa, or Oklahoma City. You right. Let me just tell you, geography was not and is not my forte. Okay, like I remember having anxiety in middle school in my geography class. Like for some reason, it didn't connect with me, which is crazy because it's who how you not interested in geography, right? No interest. Used to feel like very bad at it. Like I used to feel like it was the only class I didn't want to get picked on in. I did not want to participate. I had just accepted very early in my life, like geography ain't my thing. But now that I travel, I feel like that's how I learn. Like I understand places and their proximity to other places, their location in the world, the demographic that make up those places, how those places became those places once I get to those places. So that's kind of like the good thing about my job. You love the theme song? All right. Here go the theme song. Where you got the theme song?
Reasonable.
Okay, that's completely unreasonable.
Y'all see I'm in my pajamas. I ain't even washed my face. I did put chapstick on though.
You have
No idea.
just how reasonable I am.
Reasonable synonyms are sensible, rational, practical, fair, appropriate.
Fitting, suitable, logical.
All things I would definitely say describe me.
Do they describe you?
Welcome to Unreasonable with Zainab Johnson.
I'm reasonable.
I got to get somebody to make the remix so that when I go live, it's like, welcome to I'm Reasonable with Zainab Johnson live, so that you know that it's live. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Hey, Tyler. Hey, Vita in DC. Is it Vita or Vita? Probably Vita. Hey. Okay, so today, what are we talking about? First of all, on a scale from 1 to Denzel Washington, how reasonable have you guys been? Have y'all seen this Gladiator trailer? All the girlies are talking about this Gladiator trailer because Denzel is looking like a zaddy. I said it. A zaddy. You want to know what I love about Denzel Washington? First of all, I have a Denzel story. Y'all want to hear the Denzel story? I got a Denzel story. Um, Denzel Washington, what I really love about him and Robert De Niro in particular is it don't matter where a movie is set. They're going to do the accent. One day that's going to have to be me. They're going to be like, yeah, the film takes place in Barcelona. Why people be saying Barcelona like that? Barcelona. Evita. They're going to be like, the film take place in Barcelona. But Zainab sounds like she's on the corner of 125th and Lennox. Denzel said, I do not care that this takes place in Rome. I'm from Brooklyn. Is that where Denzel is from? I think he is from New York. That's a New York accent. He said, I don't care that this takes place in I don't know when the gladiator period is. That's another thing. History, I don't know when the gladiator period is. Uh, but Denzel said, I don't care how far back in history this was. And I don't care that we with the Romans. I'm gonna sound like I'm from Flatbush. I don't Mount Vernon. He from Mount Vernon. I'm gonna sound like I just got off the Metro North. But he does look good. He does look so good in this trailer. And I love Denzel. It's like how you don't love Denzel, right? And I like the Denzel be standing on Denzel. I hate to sound cliche like this, but Denzel be standing on business, right? The thing about Denzel is in this movie, it's like, yeah, you look so fine. Like I think Denzel is like older than my mom, or maybe my mom's age. I think my mom is like 67 or something like that. And so Denzel might be like around that same age. Um, and when he be on the red carpet and when he does public appearances, he be looking like a official grandfather. He be looking like kids is running in the house like granddad. Like Denzel Washington be looking like Jay Israel. What's that character? Jay Israel Esquire that he played. That's what he be looking like on the red carpet. But then you watch the Gladiator trailer and you like, but you could look like a zaddy. If you could look like a zaddy, why you not choosing to look like a zaddy all day? But here's the thing. Yesterday I did it. That's why I'm in New York. I had to do like a corporate event and they paid for me to look incredible. They paid for me to look, wear what I wore. They paid for somebody to come and do professional. I did my hair myself because I got braids. But they paid for somebody to come and make me look stunning. And when I got to the hotel, it was so much to take down. All the bobby pins I had in my hair. It was so much that all the makeup and she did an amazing job. She did an amazing job. But it was so much for me to take down. I was like, there's a lot. So I'm a show up looking like Roman J. Israel too. That's the name, Roman J. Israel. He's 69. Thank you, Cecile. He is 69 years old. He gonna be even Training Day. Training Day took place, Deborah. Training Day took place in Los Angeles. And he's supposed to be a LA, like a Los Angeles native. Los Angeles people got a very specific accent. Not people who live in Los Angeles. People from Los Angeles, people from where he was hanging out in Watts and Compton and South LA, they have a very specific accent. They almost sound kind of Southern. But Denzel was like, no, let me tell you, I'm going to sound like I take the 2 train every day. I don't care where you put me, okay? But you're going to believe me. I'm a sound very regional, but you're going to believe every word I say and every emotion I emote. So it is what it is. He is, Deborah. He is just that good on a scale from 1 to Denzel. Okay, so maybe I'll tell you guys my Denzel story at the end. It can get a little bit long, but I love this story. I absolutely love this story. And it happened very early in my stand-up career. Denzel said he tired of being a zaddy. He just got into zaddy. He been fine. He been through the stages of like, he only a zaddy now because he older. But before he was just a taste, a snack. What's crazy is I should not. But that's the thing about Denzel. Every generation likes Denzel Washington. Every generation of women. My younger sister's 20 something. Is she a different generation than me? I think she is. I'm a millennial. I'm like an older millennial though. Then I got a sister that's a younger millennial. Then I got like a Gen Z sisters and brothers. Like we rank, and my older sisters are X's. Yeah, Gen X. I think. Yeah, I'm just saying. Y'all know my mom got so many kids. We range the generations. Everybody, all of us. Even I got a special needs sister. My older sister is special needs, and when Denzel be coming on the screen, she be like, my mama be like, y'all see Denzel? My grandmother is in her late 80s, like 85, 86, whatever. She exactly 20 years older than my mom. And she be like, Denzel, I'm telling you, he multi-generational fine. You know what I'm saying? And so if he could look like that, it's like the salt and pepper. I think they be knowing too. You want to make an older man fine, just give him salt and pepper. Just shake it on. I'm trying to talk, and I don't want y'all comments to go unseen. He's talking about Denzel. I'm talking about Denzel. I'll give the story to us now. Let's get into what we're talking about today. We talking politics. We talking politics. We talk about politics on politics on politics on politics. We talking, you know what I'm saying? We talking about Joe Biden. We talking about Joe. We ain't talking a lot about Joe. We talking a little bit about Joe. We talking about Trump attempted assassination. Now I'm putting air quotes. Okay, one of my hands got air quotes, the other one don't, because this is split. This is a split thing. This is a debate. People are like, was it real? Was it not real? We're gonna get into it. And how Amber Rose get in this? We're gonna talk about it for a brief second. If you, I ain't got no Ask Z's, so if y'all got some Ask Z's, you better uh, uh, drop it in the comments, and then we'll do it. We'll do some quick Ask Z's at the end if you guys want to, and they don't got to be like advice. It could be like anything y'all want to kind of ask me. Look at us in the room. I sound like Tabitha in the room. Is that what she be saying? Let's get into these things. First though, let's talk about why I'm in a hotel room. And I actually like this hotel. It's not very big, but I'm in a hotel room. So my last couple of days since I last talked to y'all, I did Virginia Beach last week. Anybody that came out to Virginia Beach, thank you so much for coming out. So here's the thing. I live in Los Angeles, right? And whenever I have to fly to the Midwest, to the East Coast, I typically get on. Sometimes I'll be having to get to the city. I'll get to the city 6, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. And they be like, oh, you got to pay extra for an early check. All of that. I be doing all of that because it's like peace of mind, right? Like, okay, the show is later that night, but at least I know I got there. I could have some breakfast. I could do some work. I could take a nap. Maybe I could explore the city a little bit, get an idea of, like, especially if I've never been to the city before, get an idea of like the people I'm going to talk to, right? For whatever is going on with my schedule, I've been pretty busy lately, thankfully, right? I could not get to Virginia Beach the night before. Like I couldn't get on a red eye. And the thing about Virginia Beach from LA, there's no direct flights, right? There's one airline, this couple told me, Breeze Airways or something like that they're doing direct flights. I feel like I looked at them. You know, sometimes with a new airline, you like, is this Spirit before Spirit? You know what I'm saying? You don't be knowing, like there's no, like they got one Yelp review and you like, I don't know if I get on this plane and something happened, will the news even cover it? You get what I'm saying? So, but there's these regional airlines, like that's how Southwest started. Y'all know the story of Southwest? I listen to this podcast called Business Wars, and I just love it. It's always like, I think the first season that I listened to was Netflix versus Blockbuster. Anyway, whatever. There's a wonderful season on UPS versus FedEx, and it basically shows you like how these big corporations kind of, when there's already an entity that takes that place, how somebody else comes in and becomes like a major competitor, or like in Netflix's case, completely takes over, right? You know what would be dope? If they did that same concept with like comedians or like just superstars, because you know how they say like that theory of like one, like there can only be one. You know what I'm saying? Like if they did, not that it's a comparison, it's not. So forgive me for this. It's not a comparison, but I'm just trying. This is like a pitch, right? But it's like at some point we were seeing Eddie Murphy, Eddie Murphy, Eddie Murphy, Eddie Murphy, Eddie Murphy, right? And then at some point we started seeing Martin Lawrence, Martin Lawrence, Martin Lawrence, Martin Lawrence, Martin Lawrence, right? And I'm talking about people who like started off as stand-up comedians, and then we started seeing Chris Tucker, Chris Tucker, Chris Tucker, Chris Tucker, Chris Tucker, Chris Tucker. Do you get what I'm saying? And then Kevin Hart. I might be skipping some people, so forget. I guess Mike Epps. But even Mike Epps is as funny as Mike Epps is. I don't think he reached the height of like. Remember, Chris Tucker was like, they posted my rush hour salary in a newspaper, and I had to block my family members. He said because everybody was coming at him like, "Oh, I heard you making a bajillion dollars, so can you help me pay off this light bill?" And he was like, "You my 17th auntie. Well, I ain't even." You my 17th auntie by marriage. Why you even? Yeah, maybe it could be that, Deborah, the battle of the machines. Okay. See this, I got my train of thought. What was I talking about? Okay. So I didn't want to, so I couldn't get to Virginia Beach like on a direct flight. So, and I couldn't leave the night before, right? I get on a 6 a.m. flight from LAX. 6 a.m. flight is supposed to connect in Atlanta. And then from Atlanta, which is a short trip, right? From Atlanta, it's supposed to take me to Norfolk because VA Beach don't have like a commercial airport, right? But Norfolk is not that far. Norfolk Airport is literally like a 15-minute drive from the club, right? So I should have known something was wrong. I should have known. You know how sometimes you don't pay attention. It's 6 o'clock in the morning, so I probably got on a flight and went directly to sleep. But I should have known because there were signs. There were signs that it wasn't going to go well. Matter of fact, I'm lying. Actually, get from that 6 a.m. flight from LAX to Atlanta, went off without a problem. Got to Atlanta right on time. It was the Atlanta flight to Norfolk, right? As soon as I get on the Atlanta flight to Norfolk, I think that I got into Atlanta at like 2 something p.m. The connection flight was supposed to take off. Y'all hear the sirens? It's New York City. We're going to hear sirens. Only thing we're not going to hear probably is like airplanes and helicopters because you know that don't be flying through the city like in other cities. Like in LA, it's always a helicopter and the airplane over wherever you at because that's just, LA. But in New York, yeah, we're going to hear a lot of sirens if you guys hear them. Anywho, I was supposed to take off from Atlanta at 3 something, maybe like 3:45, get into Norfolk at I don't know, maybe 5, but it should, you know how they estimate a longer flight time than, whatever. Anywho, we got on the plane on time in Atlanta. Just as the boarding doors close, the pilot comes on and makes an announcement. And he says, all right, folks, you know how pilots be real casual. All right, folks, flight time's going to be 52 minutes from wheels up to wheels down. The precipitation, the wind jet, so it'll give us a little bit of push, but I'm gonna get you guys there. Might be a little bit of turbulence, so I'm gonna suspend the food and beverage service, until I get, while you feed it. They be real casual, right? That's how you know things is fine because they be real casual. First thing the pilot said, he said, "All right, folks, well, we're gonna try and get you there." And it stood out to me that he said try. Like I don't think I ever heard that before. That stood out to me, but I guess I was too, I don't know. I guess I was too, like, I must have been preoccupied. So we take off. He says, I'm going to try and get y'all there, right? We take off. We flying. We about to get to Norfolk. Delta always, I'm sure other airlines have this, but I fly Delta mostly. Delta always has on the screen the flight tracker, right? Flight tracker said we were 7 minutes from landing. 7 minutes from landing, right? I'm watching it. I'm like, oh, so I see 7 minutes. So I was like, okay, let me unplug my charger. Let me, make sure I got all my belongings. Let me get myself together so I can get off this plane fast. You get what I'm saying? Get my luggage. Try checking the hotel real quick, freshen up before I got to go to the show, right? That's what I was trying to do. It went from 7 minutes, and then the flight tracker said 31 minutes. And so now here's the thing. I was on a flight a bit like it wasn't like one of them little tiny planes. It was still a regular sized plane as much as it was a short distance, right? Y'all hear that? It's like this don't even sound like a ambulance anymore. Anyway, he said try y'all. So it's a lot of white people. Let me just tell you, white people, if y'all white in here, say hi. EVR. My skin is pretty clear, actually. It's doing really well. And I say that because I've been eating terribly. And not the food I'm eating, but this is why I can't read the comments because I'll get sidetracked. But it is doing really well. Because I've been eating last night. You know how I said, oh, I was so tired taking off the makeup, but I managed to eat a king size bag of M&Ms, share size. So it is doing well for me to be eating so much sugar. Anyway, thank you. It says 31 minutes. But here's the thing. The plane is filled with mostly white people. Even me, I'm sitting next to an older white man, right? Plane filled with mostly white people. It's about four other black women on the plane besides me, right? We the only ones reacting in real time. Like, because, okay, the flight tracker just changed from 7 minutes to 31 minutes. But it's like before that happened, The pilot for sure was supposed to come over the speaker and be like, hey, folks, remember I said I try? Well, to try is to fail. The flight tracker changed to 31 minutes. The pilot didn't come over the speaker for like 6-7 minutes, y'all. And as much as 6-7 minutes is not a super long time, it kind of is. Like it felt like forever. I'm like, somebody got to explain what's happening. So he finally comes over the speaker and was like, hey folks, because there was storm, like there was like torrential downpours in the certain parts of the East Coast. It was like a storm moving, right? So he was like, okay, we've been flying for a minute trying to avoid the storm. And there's still like a pocket of something. There's still like a pocket of weather that we need to get through to land. But we've been flying so much, which I didn't know. Normally when they be flying around just keeping us in the air, that's something that they let you know too. So the fact that he didn't keep us posted on any of that information is wild, right? Was I on Delta or was I on Breeze Airways, right? Anyway, so he says, but we've been flying around so much, we ran out of gas. So they sending us to Baltimore to get some more gas. Why are they sending you to Baltimore? Ain't Richmond right there? What? So we go to Baltimore. We land in Baltimore. He says, they don't let us off the plane. He says, they open up the plane doors and he says, all right, folks, so Baltimore said that they gonna gas us up. They got a gate open for us. It's no problem. They gonna gas us up. It's gonna take them about 45, 50 minutes. When I heard that, I said, how long do it take to put gas in a plane? Why is it gonna take? Is this an electric plane? That's how much it change. That's how long it takes to charge up a Tesla when you go on long distance. It takes about 35 minutes to get a full charge from a supercharger. Why is it taking so long? How many gallons? Somebody said, I said this on stage in Virginia Beach, because I was like, I was trying to do the math in my head, because when you don't know, you try to make sense of it. I'm like, all right, last time I had a gas car, you know what I'm saying? It had about 15 gallons. That's 15, 16, 17 gallons. That take about 4 minutes to fill up. So what the airplane need, like 200, 300 gallons? Virginia Beach is a lot of military. So the guy in the audience was like, it's 20,000 gallons of fuel. I said, 20,000 gallons of fuel. He said, yeah, like 20,000 gallons of fuel, but you can't sometimes you can't fill up a plane to its capacity. You can't put a plane's fuel tank on full because it's too heavy for the plane to carry. That's wild. I'm just saying, I know it's been a minute since the first flight took off, but there's certain things. It's like we making strides in so many areas. Y'all didn't, you know what I'm saying? Y'all done came out with a lot of stuff real quick. That's why everybody had a problem with the vaccine, because it was like, y'all did that quick. Everything else be taking so long. Y'all trying to tell me that planes can't carry all the fuel that it needs to carry? However many years later? Anywho, we go to Baltimore. We sit in Baltimore for like an hour and 15 minutes. The manager from the club is hitting me up like, hey, people have been seated since 5:30, because the show was supposed to start at 7. People have been seated since 5:30. What do you want me to do? Do you want to cancel? Do you want, damn, we already 30 minutes into this and I'm still. I said, no, put the host on. I knew the feature, just though. I didn't know the host. Angus, super funny, out of Virginia Beach. And I was like, is he good? She's like, no, he's really good. Like, and he can stretch. He has a lot of material. I said, okay, cool. I said, so put them on. I said, put them on, and I'm gonna try and get there. Y'all, I'm texting my friend, right? Because I'm like, everything. The thing that was blowing me was every time the pilot came on, he was never like, he was always proposing a problem. So when we got the fuel, he was like, okay, you guys, they got the fuel. Let's try this again and see how it goes. I'm like, why don't he sound confident? It sounds like he don't want us to get there. I felt like he had some goons on the ground waiting for him, and they told him the moment you land that plane, it's your ass. And so he was just trying to keep us in the air. He was going to take us to every airport he could take us to. But what them goons told him is you cannot land in Virginia Beach because you owe us for that coke you've been. Okay, let me not put drugs on a pilot, right? But I mean, that's how I felt. So my friend was like, you know, Zainab, I saw a video with this guy. He was like, you know what we don't do anymore? We don't Here's the thing. The white people on the plane while all of this was happening, me and the other black ladies, we was like, what's happening? What's going on? Somebody give us some information. The white people was just humming. I said, how y'all not concerned? Y'all ain't got nowhere to be. What? So here's the thing. As I'm heading, now we take off from Baltimore. I think that I'm getting to VA. I think I'm getting to Norfolk, right? She's like, okay, I'm going to send a car to the airport to get you right now. So I said, don't worry. I'm in the front of the plane. I got carry-ons. I didn't check any luggage. So I could get right off the plane, get to the show, right? You guys, the reason why I say I believe there was something up with this pilot, and I thank God that I got there safely and whatever. The reason why I say I think there was something up with this pilot is because now it's time for us to land in Norfolk. The flight tracker says 3 minutes, right? It says 3 minutes. The wheels come down. I could see the ground. I could see the ground looked so close to me. It looked like I could jump out the plane, tuck and roll. That I know that I can't. You ain't got to tell me. I can't. But that's what it looked like. That's how close we looked. The wheels were down. It said 3 minutes. Don't you know them wheels went down? Came right back up. The plane ascended mad quick. And now we just flying like along the Atlantic. So now, listen, this one, I knew it was bad. I knew it was, and the flight tracker went from 3 minutes to 20 minutes. I knew it was bad. The white man sitting next to me, he said, fuck. He either said fuck or shit. He said it was a curse word. And I said, oh, I felt like The Color Purple when the father was like, the dead has arisen. I said, oh, now you saying something. Because this whole flight been crazy. Anywho, my friend said, you know what people don't do anymore? They do not clap when they land. That used to be a big thing. Like whenever a airplane landed, the whole, everybody on the plane would clap because like it really is something to get to your destination safely and to fly. Like, I mean, I know that takes physics, that takes something, you know what I'm saying? And like to do it successfully every single time, we've probably done it so much that we take it for granted, right? So this is my friend on the phone talking to me, like kind of trying to talk me down as this is happening, right? And so I'm like, girl, you know what, you're right. So when we finally land in Norfolk, I start to clap. The black ladies a few rows behind me, they clapping too. They thanking God, praising Jesus. You know what I'm saying? Did the white people join us in the clap? No, they was like, And then I guess the guy sitting next to me, he heard my conversation, and then he got up real quick and said, you go, because you got somewhere to be. I said, thank you. And then the thing about the South, I know Virginia Beach is not that far in the South, but the thing about the South is they're not going to rush for nobody. I ran through the airport like I was in Home Alone, trying to get to my show. You guys, I got to my show 90 minutes late. Who am I, Nicki Minaj? I got to my, let me not put that on Nicki. Who am I, Lauryn Hill? Y'all know I love Lauryn. But who am I? It's funny how money changes situations. 90 minutes late, you guys. And the manager was like, first of all, I'm running through the airport, right? Running through the airport with my bag. I got a fucking big ass bag. Carry on, right? Running through the airport like I'm Macaulay Culkin. Well, not him, but his mama, right? The guy's waiting for me. The guy is waiting for me in the car. I hop in the car. I put my seat. I'm like, I'm thinking he gonna take off while you know when you in a rush, you take off almost while the door is closing. You try and put your seatbelt on real quick because you know you got to be fast and furious in the streets, right? He ain't even change gears. He said, how you doing? Welcome back to Virginia Beach. We happy to have you back. And I said, well, because you know how sometimes you don't want to be rude. So I was like, well, wait, I'm in a rush. And the club sent him to get me. So he know the show is, he know that I've landed at the, I landed at like 8, I landed at like 8:20 something. The show started at 7. People were seated by 5, started seating at 5:30. The show started at 7. I landed at like 8:20 something. I got to the show at 8:43. The show is supposed to end by 9 p.m. I got to the show at 8:43. He know all of that. But he was like, all right, well, let's get you there. Then we stop, right? We stop. He letting pedestrians cross. He being courteous. I said, how long is it going to take? How far are we from Norfolk? He said, oh, probably about, I don't know what, like 15 minutes. Ain't really no traffic. I mean, it was an accident when I was coming. I said, let me tell you one thing about the South. They going to move at the pace that they move. That's and I had to just relax. So then the manager is texting me like, hey, how much time you want to do? And I said, I thought I wouldn't be able to do any time. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna just get on stage because I need them to know that I would never take for granted people showing up to see me perform. I would never take for granted you getting a babysitter, you driving, however many. Sometimes people drive, a couple of hours to come see me perform because, like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, I ain't in Tulsa, I ain't in Oklahoma City. They might be like, okay, I got to catch her in the city closest to me. You know what I'm saying? I never want anybody to think I take that for granted. So I'm like, I got to get on stage, at least show my face, express my gratitude, right? So the manager was like, I said, can I do 30 minutes? I'm always contracted, you guys, for the most part. When I'm headlining, I'm contracted to do 60 minutes. Like, I have to fulfill that obligation, 60 minutes on stage. Right? I typically do longer, but I have to fulfill that obligation, right? And so I was like, can I do 30 minutes just so that they, that they get a show? I was like, how has it been going? She said, they having a good time. Like, your feature is strong, the host is strong, like everything is going well, whatever. So I get to the club, right? Like I said, they going to move slow. They're going to move at their pace. Let me not say slow, but they're going to move at their pace in the South, right? I'm ready to go on stage with my luggage and everything. Cause I do like a dramatic entrance too. You get what I'm saying? Ain't nothing better than when you show up late and you fluster. If you show up late and you just relaxed and you ain't got nothing and you look refreshed, it's like, well, really, what was you doing? Right? That's probably the difference between me and my good sis El Boogie. I wanted them to see I am sweating. I am stressed. I got my luggage. I got my carry-on with me, away, right at my side. Okay? The security of the club gonna say, let me take you up to the green room. You want to sit down, chill for a little while? I said, sir, it is 8:43. They supposed to be heading back home at 9:02. I said, take me right to the stage. He said, you don't want to drop your bags or nothing? I said, take me right to the stage. Okay. I get on stage, you guys, with the intentions to do 30 minutes. First of all, this is a Friday show in Virginia Beach. They such a wonderful audience. They were sitting waiting, like, girl, we waiting for you. And we ready. Go ahead. We enjoying ourselves. We ain't got no obligations. Take your time. I was up there for 55 minutes. 55 minutes. Then the next day, right? Yo, I didn't even get to the topics yet, y'all. Then the next day, shit. What earpod is this? Shit. 1 second, y'all. We might. Technical difficulties. 1 second. Let me find my other earpod. Can y'all hear me still? Ugh. Okay. 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 Y'all see I'm in pajamas? But I brush my teeth. I ain't put on no bra, but I brush my teeth. Okay, we back. So, so Oh, good. You still hear me? Thank you, Kristen. Is that Kristen from? No, that's a different Kristen. So now I got 2 shows Saturday, right, in Virginia Beach. As soon as I get to the show, my feature is on stage. Cause I went. It was so hot and humid in Virginia Beach. I went to get some food. I walked to get some food, like a place that wasn't too far from the club. It was so hot and humid, I couldn't even walk back. And not because I was winded or anything, but I would have been drenched in sweat. I just couldn't do it. I had on like a thin white t-shirt. I just couldn't do it. Um, uh, so my feature, this is a good feature. Just FYI. So I'm kind of like, now I ain't flustered, but like I'm just ready, like it's like I was late last night. I ain't trying to make this a thing, right? My feature, he gets off stage and he's looking for me, right? The host is about to bring me up. The feature, this makes a really good feature. If you're a comedian, I don't know if there's any comedians watching or if there's any comedians that will watch this. If you want to feature for somebody, if you want to like go on a road with somebody, aside from you being like a good comic, possibly like a decent enough comic, aside from you having material that uh, works well with the headliner's material, aside from you not stealing the headliner's material, because there have been times where you on a road and the comics do their show, and then by the end of the weekend they start doing your jokes, and you like, when you become a black Muslim girl? Oh, but okay, you know. Um, a good way to make yourself stand out is be valuable, and by that, like so I'll just tell you, right before I was about to get on stage, Justo, who's the feature, comes to me. He says, Zainab, they just shots were fired at a Trump rally. And I said, what? He said, shots were fired at a Trump rally. And I said, oh shoot, okay, let me look this up. And he said, yeah, I was trying to tell him, like, she got to know this before she gets on stage. She has to know this before she gets on stage. So in that like that's not a feature's job. It's not a feature's job. That's not like the official capacity. The official capacity of an opening comic is to get on stage and do their best, do their material, do their contracted time, and set the crowd up to best receive the headliner. That's really the full capacity of their job. Not be a problem. You get what I'm saying? Show up on time, et cetera, right? Respect boundaries, blah, blah, blah. But when you go the extra mile, when you assist in making sure that your headliner has any necessary information for him or her or they to be on stage and succeed, now guess what? As many people be hitting me up like, hey, can I come feature for you here? Y'all will be seeing Justo on dates with me, because yeah, I need somebody like that that's thinking like, okay, I know a bit of her material. I know what she's talking about. I know how she does crowd work. I know this, and I know this is pertinent information. Okay, I know this is something that I know this is, you get what I'm saying? I know that this is going to help her show in some way. So he says that, right? So I get on stage, and the crowd didn't know. So I get on stage and I say, yo, Trump, I just say, because if you ever seen my show, I just be making statements to be wild, and then I kind of like, and then we kind of unpack it, right? And so I was like, "Yo, y'all heard Trump got shot?" And the whole audience was like, "Cause they've been at the show. They've been at the show. At the comedy shows, they be like, put your phones away, da 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 da." And so anyway, we go into the whatever, we talk about it, we have a good time. I don't have that much information. Nobody has that much information. It just happened, right? So we talk about it. Second show in Virginia Beach. Saturday night, second show. Everything's fine. Angus, the host, is on stage. Justo gets on stage. He's the feature. I watched Justo for a couple of minutes, right? Maybe like 3-4 minutes. The Virginia Beach Funny Bone has two levels, right? So the green room is on the second level, right? And so I go out, I watch the show for a little bit, make sure that, like, just to get a sense of like how the audience is feeling about the opening acts, whatever. Then I go back in the green room, sit down, relax, start drinking my kombucha, whatever. Then I hear something. I hear quiet. I hear them laughing. Then I hear quiet. Then I hear commotion. Then Angus, the host, right as I'm running out of the green room, the host Angus, he says, yo, Zainab, something is happening. And you know Trump got shot. So he was basically like, we don't even know what's like, are they shooting up the club? But it's like, Angus, if they are shooting up the club, what I'm supposed to do? I'm the comedian. And let me tell you, whitest thing I've ever done, one of the whitest things I've ever done, I ran to the commotion. Like, what? Where they shooting? Where they? Turns out, this woman, they thought she was having a seizure. And I could see it because she was, like I said, I'm from above. So you basically got a bird's eye view, right? So I see everything. I see her she's unconscious, and I see her come to, but the people around her, they screaming, right? Everybody, and a lot of people in the audience kind of rush to see what's happening. The club, of course, calls 911, and this woman is like having some sort of episode. And turns out she had a stroke at the show. This is my Virginia Beach weekend. I'm telling y'all, it was a wild weekend, but also a wonderful week. Like, I had so much fun with every single audience on stage. It was just so wonderful, but it was wild. And of course, unfortunate for that woman. I hope that she is okay. And I felt so bad for Justo because it happened during his set. And he was just like, that's like, you got to be very sensitive. Like, one, she's all the way in the back. So from the stage, as much as y'all can see us clearly on stage, we can't see you. We can't see you here. Like, we can't. So he don't really know what's happening, but he know it's a problem, right? He don't know how serious it is. And he just up on stage, just me and Angus, we upstairs watching, dying laughing at him trying to come out of the late, you know what I'm saying? Like, trying to see, like, well, what's his first joke going to be? But you know what? It's stuff like that that builds you as a comedian. Like, that's why they say you got to get booed, you got to bomb, like, you got to do bad to kind of grow, Not that he was doing bad. I'm just saying, anywho. So after Virginia Beach, I flew to LA for a couple of hours because I wasn't packed and ready for these next couple of days. So I flew to LA for a couple of hours. It was actually supposed to be 24 hours. I was going to go home, eat, sleep in my bed, refresh myself, change out my suitcase, etc. And sure enough, leaving Virginia Beach, that flight, I'm at the airport 4:30 in the morning, ready to go, just ready to get home. I was supposed to get home at like 10 a.m., right? Because of that connection flight. I was supposed to get home at 10 a.m. Don't y'all know we on the plane right before it's time to take off? Right before it's time to take off. The pilot, probably the same pilot, he gonna come over the speaker, talk about, all right, folks, they just told us we ain't got enough fuel to make it to Detroit. That was where I was connecting. We ain't got enough fuel to make it to Detroit. I'm like, yo, somebody in the comments, hey, Rupali, am I saying that right? Hey, from India. Yo, first of all, my favorite cuisine is Indian. My favorite food is breakfast food because I like a French toast, a croissant, a pancake. You know what I'm saying? But my favorite, like, food, like area for food, Indian food. Anyway, so I hope to get. I am not lying, Radiant. I am not lying. I was so surprised. Like, I expect that to happen in the middle of the day. That's why I don't take midday flights, because it's like a midday flight is dependent on wherever that plane and that crew had to be before your flight that day. I love an early morning flight. Because it's like, well, nothing should be messed up, right? We had all night to figure this out. Yeah, y'all, they said they ain't get the fuel. And the guy said he don't know where the fuel is. So they trying to go find the fuel. Delta, run me my money. If you don't run me 50,000 miles, Delta, I called the late because I missed my connection flight. So now I'm in Detroit for 4 hours. Y'all know I have family, but it's not even worth it to have my mom or my sister come all the way to Detroit. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, so I'm just in the Sky Lounge in the Detroit airport, just trying to sleep. But the Sky Lounge, they be bougie. You try and put your feet up on a chair, they be like, excuse me, could you put your feet down? It's like, well, then get some beds in here because we're tired. What is the point of the lounge if we cannot lounge? Okay, lounge and sit upright are very different. So change this to the Delta Sky sit upright. But as long as it's called a lounge, I want to be able to lay back and put my feet up. So I'm just in the Delta Sky sit upright for like 4 extra hours. 4 extra hours. So I get to LA. I only have time to kind of like run a few errands, eat some food, shower, pack, and then I headed right back out on a flight to New York. And I got here on Monday, and I came and did like a corporate event yesterday. Was all day. It was all day from like, from styling, like get hair, like makeup, like just so, you know what I'm saying? And then getting there and then just being, and it was a really good time. It was a really good time. And I'm in the city. I'm gonna go, me and my friend, we're gonna go see Michael Jackson, MJ the musical. We're gonna go see that today. But then tomorrow, tomorrow, I'm in Columbus, Ohio. So let's get into the dates. Okay, I'm in Columbus, Ohio. Y'all know I ain't got these dates memorized. Tomorrow, I'm in Columbus, Ohio at the Funny Bone. So if you haven't gotten your tickets and you're in Columbus, or you know some people that are in Columbus, send them to my show. Tomorrow, Thursday, July 18th, I will be in Columbus, Ohio. Then Friday and Saturday, July 19th and 20th, I'll be in Cleveland, Ohio. So make sure you guys get those tickets. I haven't performed in Cleveland in a very long time. I performed in Columbus. I actually did the Columbus Zoo like during the pandemic. It was wonderful. I was petting giraffes and doing comedy. It was cute. But Cleveland, I haven't been to since LeBron was there. So definitely come see me in Cleveland. That's July 19th and 20th. That's this weekend. Then July 24th, I will be in Los Angeles at the Improv. July 31st, I'll be in East Hampton, New York. August 1st, one night only, I'll be in Boston at Laugh Boston. August 2nd and 3rd, I'll be in West Nyack, New York. I don't know where in New York that is because, like I told you guys, geography is not my thing. And I don't know once I go there. I'll have an understanding of where we at once I get there. But for now, just know August 2nd and 3rd, I will be in West Nyack. Then after that, I think I'm going to Cairo, you guys. I think I'm going to Egypt for like a couple of days, y'all. I've never been to Egypt. So, anywho, then August 22nd and 24th, I'll be in Chicago at Zanies. September 13th and 14th, Bloomington, Indiana. September 18th, Raleigh, North Carolina. September 19th through the 21st, Washington, D.C. September 27th and 28th, I will be in St. Paul, Minneapolis. October 17th and 17th through the 19th, I'll be in Philly. Of course, after I post this like live, like when I leave it up, I'll go into the captions and make sure that you guys can get the link to the tickets and all of these dates because I know I'm reading them off very fast. I said Philadelphia, October 17th through the 19th, right? October 25th and 26th, Detroit. Hopefully, I'm about to say something about the Sky Lounge again. So that's Detroit. I added, I'm not sure if, I feel like I said this on last week's episode, right? I added an Amsterdam date. So that's going to be the city that starts my European tour. November 11th, I will be in Amsterdam for one. I'll be only doing one show in Amsterdam. That's November 11th, and then November 15th and 16th, I will be in Paris. I believe the Paris tickets are sold out, but still try. But I do believe last time it was like a few tickets left in one show. I think that they're fully sold out now. But check if you're in Paris, if you're in the Parisian area, check and see. But that's November 15th and 16th. November 18th through the 23rd, I'll be in London. November 18th through the 23rd. That's a little under a week. I think that's like 6 shows, 6 nights. I'll be in London at the Soho Theater. Then November 29th through November 29th through December 1st, I'll be in Ontario, California. Every time I say Ontario, I feel like the Toronto people be like, and then I say California and they be like, girl. December 4th, I'll be in Austin for one night. And then December 6th through the 8th, I will be in Houston. So you guys, if you're in those areas, get your tickets. If you know somebody in those areas, you know what I'm saying? Recommend me. Be like, yo, you got to go see this girl. Okay. There was attempted assassination on our uh, former president Donald Trump's life, and it's so hard for that to come out because there's like a part of me that, first of all, did y'all watch the video? Normally I would post it if I had like pre-recorded this podcast. I would like just play the video so that y'all, just in case anybody watching this hasn't seen it. I watched the video. I watched the video a couple of times because there's so, first of all, a lot of official media outlets like NPR, New York Times, CNN, etc. MSNBC, they've confirmed like, no, this was a real thing, right? I personally, and this is just an opinion. This is not fact-based at all. This is just me watching something and saying, this is what I think. You get what I'm saying? Don't take it too serious. But I think it really happened. But that don't mean it wasn't staged. So yeah, like I feel like CNN or somebody, they got still shots showing the bullet going past, which is like, listen, the stuff we could do in Facetune and InShot, I could impose a bullet going past my. I could put a bullet through this live right now. I mean, if I really, you know what I'm saying? If I really wanted to, if I download the right app, I could have a bullet just going right past me right now. We could freeze frame it, and oop, they tried to get Z. Let me know how you guys feel. If you guys feel if it was a real attempt on his life or not. There's so many things in the video that are so strange, right? Like, and I don't think that you need to hear shots, because especially if it's like a sniper, right? Usually you don't hear it, right? If you hear gunshots, then it's too late. So I wasn't really expecting. I know we hear before it happens, we hear like that, right? Which is like interesting, because what was those two shots? Like what was the two paps before Trump? Like what was the two paps? Because we heard the paps. If you watch that video on with the volume up, you hear a lot of interesting things. Then Trump is like, he's kind of turned this way, right? Like something happened, and he's this way, and so we can't see. We see this side, but the part that is this allegedly the part that's grazed by the bullet. Let me not say allegedly. The part that's grazed by the bullet is the part we can't see. And then he moves his hand, and then, being an actor, that's the magic of movie making. It's like, okay, we going to cheat it. That's what a director would say on set. Okay, we going to cheat it. We gonna have him turn and look that way, and we're gonna have something on. We're gonna have a thing on his hand, and when he turned back, he right, and now it looked like a whole wound. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people was like, but that's crazy if he got shot. When everybody knew he got shot, nobody was running, nobody was panicking, and I said, well, look at the people, right? Maybe if that was an Obama rally, maybe everybody would have went running, because we know Black people, it don't matter what happened. We don't need to hear shots. One person run, we all running. We find out later why we running. Oh, Sha'Carri went that way. We'll find out later why we running. But what we gonna do first is we gonna get up out of there, right? But that was all white people. Those were all white people that are very much supportive of Donald Trump. And so so what I'm saying is, I don't have a high expectation for them to get out the way. Like, I felt like that was very true of like scary movies. When the white people hear the noise and be like, what's that? Let me go investigate. Are they, at the very least, I remember when I was a teenager, I was at a skating rink. And they started shooting at the skating rink. People was running, but everybody dropped to the ground. If you couldn't run, if you couldn't get out of there, the way everybody dropped to the ground, and this guy that I knew, it was my friend's boyfriend at the time. He crouched over on top of me. My friend wasn't there. He crouched over on top. I was on the ground. He crouched over on top of me and stayed over my head. I'm like 14 years old. Stayed over my head until it kind of passed. But it's like I'm looking at it, it's like that's like a very white crowd. So I was like, well, I mean, I wouldn't say that makes it fake, because I don't know. They just seem like the people that if people was really shooting, they still would be like, where do you think it's coming from? People was talking about the Secret Service, like delayed reaction. Like maybe it wasn't that real because the Secret Service responded really late. And I saw on TMZ either late last night this morning that there was a former Secret Service agent who used to be on Trump's detail when he was president. And he was talking about like the good things that the Secret Service did and the bad things that they did. Some of the stuff didn't make sense. And I was trying to read it and give him the benefit of the doubt. But he was like, first of all, Secret Service has gotten really soft. You need to hire people who are able to carry the president out if they need to, like literally pick up the president. And so they freeze framed and showed a picture. One of the Secret Service agents was a woman. And he was like, I don't know why they would have that woman there as the Secret Service agent, because if she needed to, she can't lift Trump up and take him out the thing. I ain't never seen, in all the footage I done ever seen, a Secret Service trying to save a president or protect the president. I ain't never seen nobody. It's like they not The Rock. I ain't never seen them pick up no president. And Trump, in the past couple of years, Trump is probably the heaviest president in weight. Remember last election when he was talking about he was 180 pounds? And everybody was like, unless you only 5'2", sir, you are not 180 pounds. You are 210 pounds. Stop playing. You are a heavy man. Okay, stop it. I don't know if you got body dysmorphia, if you lying to yourself, but what you are not is 180 pounds. So who gonna pick up that? And if there is something that happened to the president, that's dead weight. That's hard so how you gonna discriminate against, like, that's the whole point. It ain't one Secret Service agent, it's multiple Secret Service agents. So he talking about, what was his name? I had this page open for a reason. Mike DeGoose. Mike D-E, lowercase D-E, uppercase G-E-U-S, like Seuss, but goose. Mike DeGoose. He worked he protected Trump. So he gonna say Secret Service ain't the same. Now here's where I kind of agree. Not on the gender thing and you needing to be able to pick up the president, but as years keep going, the new Secret Service, they will be Gen Z. Gen Z don't like to do nothing. Gen Z said, I'm doing a lot of work. Gen Z said, I'm doing a little bit of work for a lot of money. If you cannot meet those terms, don't even call me. I will be at my mom's house playing a video game. I have anxiety and I only eat plant-based. So eventually, Gen Z, they're going to have to protect they're going to have to protect somebody. So yeah, the Secret Service might be a little bit different, but it ain't got nothing to do with gender. That's the first thing he said. The other thing he said was in regards the Mike the Juice or Goose guy. Oh, oh, Dekeeskei. Sorry, I know I'm saying that wrong. Are you Gen Z? Are you Gen Z? They said Gen Z goes into work and within 2 weeks they be like, I need a promotion. This is what they saying about Gen Z in the corporate world. They said they have to do seminars with like HR, all the heads of companies. They have to do seminars and say, listen, Gen Z is not the same. They need breaks every so often. They're going to want a raise in a matter of 6 days. They're not doing all the work that you need them to do. So you're going to have to extend your patience because this is a different generation. And if we don't comply, um, they will set up a tent somewhere, or they will be right in their parents' guest house, like because they parents is part of the hustle generation, and so they, you know what I'm saying, so Gen Z, you gotta treat them very delicately. Gen Z, if you want them to work here, you be ready to give them a bonus in 4 hours. They said Gen Z show up like, how much does this pay? Oh, no, 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 I'm gonna need way more than that. I won't even give you an interview. I'm not even showing up for the interview until you increase my pay. That's what they said about Gen Z. I have some weed to smoke and a Beyond Burger to eat. I don't know what you I don't know what you want me to do here, sir. Okay. I could go be on Twitch for all of this. Tyler, not a lie told, right? And I'm telling y'all, I don't even work in the corporate space, but just me being on the road talking to people, and I don't got no problem. Like I said, I am of a sibling. There's so many of us that we range in the generations, right? We hit three different. My mom got so many kids; she hit three different generations. But the stuff they be saying about Gen Z, and they're serious. They said, "Oh yeah, we had to get Gen Z special chairs because they said they said they got to sit a certain way." Gen Z said, "We know our worth, and if you don't treat us how we want to be treated, we'll go stream." So the other thing he said about the secret, so the other thing about the Secret Service guy, he said everybody was saying like, no, this can't be real because look how delayed they were. Like they didn't secure it. They didn't secure the area right. They didn't. He said that that's the one thing that they did do right. Their response time, like they not really supposed to move the president, and I don't believe it. This is what he's saying, but I don't believe it. They not supposed to move the president fast because they got to make sure he ain't bleeding too crazy. Let me tell you who the Secret Service is not. They are not medical physicians. I get it, when something happens, somebody fall, somebody, the EMT, people say don't move them, don't touch them, because you don't, you're not a trained professional. You don't want to make something bad worse, right? But the Secret Service's job is to remove the president from any threat. So the fact that they ain't really usher him out, they basically crouched over him like my friends. It was just a project that felt like I deserved some protection. But they moved, so he was like, you don't want to. But it's like that makes that's even more reason for you to move the president fast. Because if he is bleeding out, you want to make sure that you can get him the emergency medical services that he needs right away. Also, I don't know how Secret Service works, but I thought that if anybody knows, put it in the chat. Put it in the comments. I thought that if you Secret Service, you Secret Service, right? And it's like just because the administration changes doesn't mean you out of a job. Like, yeah, you might not be the first person in line. Like maybe like if Beyonce became president, then obviously Julius is gonna be first in line, right? Like, and so it don't matter what's happening. It's like I'm still Secret Service. I, I still got my job. I'm gonna be here, but like Julius is up front, right? Like I thought that, but I ain't thought they just change out. Like it ain't that many Secret Service people, right? For them to just be discarding people with every administration. And I didn't think the Secret Service was like a personal position, right? Like I didn't think people was like, I ain't vote for this administration, so I quit. I thought that a Secret Service position was a patriotic position, and it's not your alliance to that particular president. It's your alliance to the protection of the United States of America. That's what I thought. But I could be wrong. And so I say all of that to say, if you was just a part of Trump's detail, why you ain't still Secret Service? I don't know. He don't seem that legitimate. And he gave an interview to TN. He got a bunch of, in this video though, he got a bunch of medals behind him. So let me not take away his, he probably a veteran and all of that. I don't want to be disrespectful, but it's just like, I don't know, what he's saying just ain't really making sense. This is the thing. This is the thing for me where I felt like this isn't real, meaning it really did happen, but it was set up. That's my opinion. Don't put too much on it. After it happened, right? First of all, can you shoot or can you not shoot? Because why was it up so high? Usually if you're trying to get the presidents don't be wearing, do they? Again, let me know. I don't know. But presidents don't be wearing bulletproof vests, right? Under their suits. I don't know. I don't really be looking at presidents like that. The only president I really was looking at, like looking, and not like that, like respectfully, but like he had my undivided attention, was Barack Obama. George W. had my undivided attention sometimes too, because I just couldn't believe. I used to be like, he don't even know what he's doing here. Like sometimes you just gotta tell your father, no, I'm not doing that. I know you want me. I know this is what you want me to do, but you know what? I done went to school the way you wanted me to do. I'm gonna go to the Philippines and just, you know what I'm saying, make sandcastles. That's how I used to feel about George W. Like, why is he doing this to himself? Anywho, it don't be looking like they got bulletproof vests. So I always thought when they like, where did Kennedy get shot? In the chest, right? Lauren Lilly said after. That's what I said on stage. Every generation be like, yo, this is a wild time. It don't get no worse than this, right? It don't get no worse than this. And then it got worse. During George W.'s administration, we was like, this is wild. I'll never forget. I just became a teenager or something like that during George W. Not just became a teenager, but I might have just been able to vote. I just turned 18 or something like that. I think at some point in his administration. And I was like, this is wow. But look at us years later. Wait, Radiant, you said that he got shot in the head? Oh, JFK got shot in the head. Okay, so I guess they was aiming for the head and they got the ear. Because maybe Trump turned. I don't know. The ear is it's much lower than the forehead. It just seemed like, why did you even try? Like, you're a terrible shot. You grazed his ear. If it's real, meaning it really happened, but if it was a real attempt on his life, which is not a trivial thing, if it was a real attempt on his life, which is very serious, if it was a real attempt on his life, you a terrible shot. You a terrible shot. Because you only got one chance. What Eminem said, you got one chance. No, you got one shot. You literally got one shot. You was a terrible shot. Because this is Richmond, Virginia. This is Baltimore. Okay? Richmond, Virginia, Baltimore. You far. You 31 minutes away, and we got to fuel up. If I lose my ear pod one more time, I'm spirited, y'all. Fuck. Somebody said, that's the thing about ear pods. Remember Apple did the commercial, the person was walking upside down and it was like the ear pods ain't falling out? Lies, because I ain't doing nothing but shaking my head, being dramatic, and these ear pods is flying. So you trying to tell me somebody was running up a skyscraper and them AirPods stayed in. They just be lying to us. And we be falling for it right at the Apple store, packed. Can I get a reservation? The thing for me was, so they cover him, they stand him back up. Where y'all know? Yes, the person was 20. Sawyer, no, I've never done 23andMe. Why? Where you about to tell me I'm from? Who you about to tell me my ancestry is? But if ever, whenever you see them rushing some noteworthy person away, they ain't never standing upright. That's what was strange. It's like if somebody's shooting and they aiming for the head, they aiming for the ear, they aim. Why would you stand upright? And they left his head out there. If he was Bradley Cooper in that one movie, remember Bradley Cooper in that one movie? I think it was called Sniper. Oh, he would have been out of here. Somebody cueing Kendrick Lamar, you better walk around like Daft Punk. It's like they left the most vulnerable part, and he's standing up straight. That's the part that I was like, I had to watch the video over and over and over again. He's standing up straight. And then this is when I said, throw the whole thing away. When he pushes his head out through Secret Service and then puts up the fist, I said, if y'all want me to believe, because first of all, who gets shot at? Who realistically gets shot at? And then it's like, we did it, y'all. We did it. Because in that moment, Trump does not know that the threat is neutralized. Don't nobody know in that moment. Think that's seconds. That's seconds after his ear gets grazed. He don't know that there's no more threat. So for you to be that cavalier, for you to be that, it's like, that's not arrogance. That's not audacity. That's information. For you to be like, come on, this is dramatics. Stand up, give it a, so for me, it's like, this is a stand. This is either we got to walk out. This is Tyler Perry presents. Not Yes We Can. That's Obama. Tyler Perry presents Make America Great Again. That's what it is. That's what it is. And all we needed was Medea to come out and be like, he's good, y'all. It was the theatrics for me. Like, how you put up a fist? How you put up a fist? Your ear was just grazed by a bullet? You have no idea. They ain't tell you in that moment, because we could hear all the audio. So ain't no Secret Service say they got the shooter. He down, you good. No. We hear Trump saying, get my shoes. First of all, where are your shoes? Where are your shoes? And why did your shoes come off? Where are your shoes, Mr. Trump? Where are your shoes? Again, I mean, this is, how many months we got before November? July, August, September, October. So we got 4 more months of this. We got 4 more months of the theatrics. We got 4 more months of the theatrics. Who knows what's going to happen, right? But we got 4 more months of this particular theatrics, right? And then we'll get into whatever happens after that, right? Put on some chapstick. Now, on the other side of town, Biden and his homegirl Kamala, I ain't never going to be mad at them being respectful. You get what I'm saying? Like if it comes out that this was some orchestrated thing, cool, we'll deal with that later, right? That's basically what I'm saying. Like it really did happen, but it was orchestrated. And I believe it was orchestrated by Trump specifically. Not even by the whole, you know, RNC, not him specifically. I think he called somebody. Oh, thank you. You gave me money. Joe Huss, thank you. I think it was orchestrated. I think it was orchestrated specifically by him. And I think that it wasn't when Justo told me on stage when he said they were shots at Trump's back. I immediately one of the first things I said, because it's not rocket science. This is low hanging fruit. These are easy jokes to write. I immediately was like, now his new slogan gonna be like, get elected or die trying. So it's not. It didn't surprise me that, okay, the next day we seeing 50 Cent on stage with Trump in the background. You know what I'm saying? Many men. Like this is easy. That's low hanging fruit. You know what I'm saying? That's the easy script of this, right? But if they find out that it's orchestrated later, then we'll deal with that, right? But what we have to just, it's like decorum, right? That's what the United States try. Like that's what we be trying to look like. We know we savages, and I mean the United States. I mean we're savages, and I don't mean individual. I ain't no savage, but I am governed in a savage land, and to a certain degree, I know all the stuff that's happening in the Congo, and still I'm on my phone with y'all, right? Our society is built on savage, right? And that don't mean that there ain't a lot of other countries that aren't the same, right? But it's savage. But what we like to do as the United States of America, we like to say savage? No, 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 no. Us? Well, look at us with our, with our nice business suits on and our patriots and no, 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 no. No, no, no. No, no, no. We're not savages. And so Biden and Kamala got to come out front and be like, this is not okay. And our deepest sympathies and prayers go out to him and his family. And, we not playing. Don't be playing like this. This ain't funny. That's what they supposed to say. And that's what I would say too. Because if it's not orchestrated, yeah, this ain't funny. This ain't, and it doesn't even seem, even the information coming out about the young man, it's like, oh, he was registered as a Republican. He was registered. I will say this: when I turned 18, I ain't registered. I went and voted, but I ain't registered something. What? I was grown before I was registering, before they could send me stuff that said, oh, you are this. He was registered as a Republican, but then he donated like $15 to some Democratic something. Do you get what I'm saying? Tyler Perry presents. And unfortunately, that young man lost his life. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to get into the conspiracy theory of it all. Like, he not dead. They got him on an island in the Philippines. He with Hunter having a good old time. Because you know how there's always those arguments like, Trump is bad, Biden is bad. No, they both bad and they in cahoots, and it don't matter who it is. You just got to vote for Dr. Umar. I have no problem with Biden and Kamala showing up in good decorum. I have no problem with that. What I do have a problem with is two things. In showing up in good decorum, they decide to address Amber Rose. You guys know Amber Rose has decided to endorse Donald Trump. Her main reason, she said, the fact that we even know this, the fact that we know who Amber Rose is endorsing, Amber Rose, in 2016 when he ran, she had very awful things to say about him. I think he said he was gonna grab her by the pussy, and she was like, "Oh no, I mean, I know I look like you could grab me by my pussy, but don't be grabbing my pussy." And so she had very negative things to say about Donald Trump. But now, fast forward, which is fine because I'm not that type of person where it's like you can't change your mind. Yeah, you can change your mind. We change all the time. All you need is new information to form a different opinion, right? New circumstances to form a different opinion. So she endorses Trump, and her main reason, if I remember correctly, is she really the sword she willing to die on is the trans issue, trans in sports and stuff like that. That's where she was like, okay, no. I know they done took away Roe versus Wade. I know they don't want women to have no rights over their bodies, but all of these boys being girls and these girls being boys, and then them trying to do sports and that. Oh no. Oh no, we got to get a new president. We gotta no. That's her. Anywho, that's fine, because I think Amber Rose should live her life. I ain't nowhere talking about you need like yeah, she can talk and make her decision and do what she wants to do like anybody else. But when the president of the United States that's not being endorsed by her, the current president of the United States, President Joe Biden, and Vice President Kamala Harris, when y'all bring her up in a speech, how long y'all got for this speech? 32 minutes? How long y'all got for this convention? These are precious minutes. I don't care if you have 2 days. That is not enough time for you to include Amber Rose. I don't care if you got 52 years. That is not enough time for you to include Amber Rose. Not when we talk about politics. Don't nobody care what Amber, I'm yelling you guys, I'm sorry. Don't nobody care what Amber Rose got to say when we talking about politics. We didn't give a shit what she had to say when she was talking about sluts walking. And that's something she know about. And that is no disrespect. That's no disrespect. I ain't even calling her a slut. I'm just saying she did a whole slut walk. People ain't show up like the Million Man March. And that is something that is her area of expertise. The objectification of women's bodies, that is on the inside and outside. That is her area of expertise. And we didn't give a shit about what she was talking about. So now we talking about politics. We talking about inflation. We talking about women's rights. We talking about immigration. We talking about wars and genocide. We talking about bans. We talking about climate change. You think we give a shit about Amber Rose? You think we give a shit about what Amber Rose got to say about it? Sometimes you got to activate Jocelyn Hernandez energy. Remember when Mimi came in the room and she said, Mimi, you the maid. You the maid. Don't talk to me, maid. Sometimes you got to activate that energy. When Amber Rose started talking, Biden and Kamala was supposed to be like, they were supposed to swat that away like a fly. Now back to the real issues. What? I think it was, I don't know. I think that was a fly. Now back to the real issues. How would you ever legitimize anything that Amber Rose today is saying about politics? Now, I am a firm believer that human beings, we have the capacity to learn, change, expand, grow. And so if some years from now, Amber Rose put in the work to then become a respectable talking person that has talking points, then fine. But today, there's nothing in her history. There is nothing in her history that says her people could listen to her. All the ladies in thongs like Amber, who should we vote for? They could listen to her. No shade. Sometimes when they come out, I'll be like, that is shade, Zainab. You are so shady. No shade. But President Joe Biden, Madam Vice President Kamala Harris, don't ever bring no goddamn Amber Rose in your speech. Don't. It only looks bad. You talking to people that don't even know who Amber Rose is. I know who Amber Rose is because I know who Kanye West is. But you talking to people they have no idea who Amber Rose is, let alone did she over there talking to the Tangerine Man. So don't address her at no convention. Don't address her in your speech. You don't have the minutes. You don't have the time. There is always something more pressing. There is always, y'all know I love that I love that Journey Smollett. The time for justice is always riding that. Like, you don't have the time. I think that's it, y'all. All of a sudden, Amber Rose chat came up on your Snapchat. And CJ Johnson, feel free. Like, ain't nobody here trying to, like, say Trump 2024 you want. Ain't nobody here saying for or against. Like, I'm not like, that doesn't affect me. You saying that. When is season 4? Okay, we're gonna get into the Ask Z's. This is just me, vote for who you want to vote for. But sometimes we got to activate Jocelyn Hernandez energy, which is, you're not even worth my time. You're not even worth my. Now, that would have been more legitimate if Jocelyn had said, well, y'all know Amber said, then I would have been like, okay, now these are two equally yoked people talking about some shit that I'm not going to watch. I'm lying because Jocelyn is so entertaining that I might watch it for a couple of minutes. But Mr. President, don't ever legitimize the fuckery, especially if they not even on your side. No, you got to hit them with the who. When the people come to you and say, oh, this is happening, you got to be like, huh? I don't know. You got to hit them with the Aretha Franklin, the Shaka Khan, the Mariah Carey. Them R&B divas, when they be like, oh, how you feel about this other R&B diva? They be like, who? It could be a whole Grammy nominated amazing artist, and Aretha Franklin would be like, I do not know who that person is. Aretha, she was on the charts with you. I don't know who this person is you speak of. Who they asked Mariah Carey about somebody, Christina Aguilera, somebody. She said, who? Huh? You know goddamn well you know who Christina Aguilera is. Mariah Carey said, is that a singer? That's the energy you got to activate. Why? That's it. I'm done. All right, y'all. Let's take. It was J-Lo. Thank you, Lou. You know what? I shouldn't have said Christina Aguilera because everybody knows Christina Aguilera can sing. It was J-Lo. Mariah Carey said, one more time now. Why my baby hair is babying, right, y'all? All right, I'm about to get up out of here. Thank y'all so much for coming into this live. I apologize that I could not give y'all a recorded episode, but I'm gonna let this live. I don't know how because I ain't never done this, but I think that when I'm done with this, it could live as a real episode. I'll figure it out. But thank you guys. And then I don't know if I have time. I don't know. Like I said, I'm gonna be in Columbus tomorrow, Thursday, and Cleveland Friday and Saturday, and so I may not have time to really sit and record. And I actually forgot my microphone. I packed all the other stuff to do my podcast because I had intentions of like doing a recorded episode for you guys, but then I realized, dang, I forgot the mic. But if not, of course, hopefully this holds you guys over, and then I'll see you guys next week for another episode of I'm Reasonable. Radiant, you said do more lives? Okay, I'll do more lives. Thank you guys so much. Oh, okay. So that I did see that one question. Um, when is Upload season 4 coming out? So for all my Upload fans, all the people, if you haven't watched Upload, it's a TV show that I'm on. It's created by Greg Daniels. He's the creator of The American Office. It's kind of like a half hour sci-fi romance comedy. I really love it. I really love the people that I work with. And if you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's on Prime. We are shooting with 3 seasons available right now. We are about to film our 4th and final season. It was announced in the trades, in Deadline and Hollywood Reporter, that our 4th season will be our last season, which is good because we get to go out. We get to tell a lot of shows during like the strike had to during the pandemic, during the strike. Had to just end, and some of the stories went unfinished. And this way we get to, Greg at least gets to finish the story in the way that we get to go out on our own terms. And so we are filming that. We actually start filming at the end of the summer. We start filming at the end of the summer. And so I imagine, because we'll be filming at the end of the summer, that y'all are not going to see it until like the top of 2025. Season 4 of Upload will probably come out at the top of 2025. So yeah, anything else? Yeah, check it out. Thank you, Radiant, for having everybody binge it. What time is it? 10:38. When I be getting on stage, people be like, when I first got to New York on Monday, I had did a spot at the Cellar, and like my friend, he just brought me up. He was like, "Y'all give it up for Zainab Johnson," and I got up on stage. Everybody was like, "Is that the girl from Upload?" Because sometimes it doesn't translate. Like some people just know me from my stand up. They only know me from my stand-up, and they have no idea that like I'm acting on this TV show. And it's the people who watch the TV show, they love it, and they just see me as Alicia, which is the character I play. They just see me as Alicia. They have no knowledge that I'm a stand-up comedian. And so when the two worlds collide, they're like, yes, Upload is on Amazon Prime. Thank you. Miss Josie, you heard about me from Stand Up before Upload. All right, you guys. Well, this was a lot of fun. Thank you so much for watching. I'm reasonable. Stay reasonable. It's Wednesday, so it's hump day. So I hope the rest of your week and your weekends are extremely, extremely reasonable. And I will, at the very least, I will see you guys next Wednesday. Okay? All righty. Bye. And thank you, everybody. Anybody that sent me money? Because I see money at the top of my screen. Y'all know I'm going to get me a nice almond milk cappuccino, extra hot with some cinnamon sprinkles on top. Matter of fact, it looks like enough money for me to get a dirty chai, which is I'm going to get a chai with a shot of espresso with almond milk, extra hot. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, you guys. Bye. Thank you.